I just made this 4-day plant-based meal prep. This is 100 grams of protein a day. It has breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack. All high protein, delicious, absolutely satisfying, and all plant-based, and it's super easy to make. Let's get started. Hi guys, it's Rose and welcome back to Cheap Lazy Vegan and another meal prep video. Guys, I'm squatting right now because I need you to see this table and all its glory. It's very important to me. I just finished this meal prep. I am so excited for this meal prep. It is going to be so good. I have been focusing on higher protein recipes for a while now. So this is an example of 100 grams of protein a day meal prep, okay? So every day you're gonna get around 100 grams of protein. It's gonna be awesome. There's no fake meats involved or anything like that. It's all gonna be so delicious, okay? Trust me on this one. At the end of the video, I'm gonna give you the kind of nutritional, calorie, and protein breakdown per meal. All the recipes will be linked in a blog post down below, so make sure you check those out. If you try any of these recipes, make sure you give my blog post a 5-star review. Those recipe reviews help me a lot. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump in. Guys, before we jump into the meal prep, let's talk a little bit about supplementation because I get lots of questions about whether or not I take supplements. And the quick answer is yes, okay? There are a few vitamins that might be hard to get on a plant-based diet. Vitamin B12 is one of them for sure. I always recommend if you're following a mostly plant-based diet or a fully plant-based diet that you should definitely be supplementing with vitamin B12. But there's a few other ones like veggie omega, vitamin D3, other things that might be hard to get just from diet alone, which is why today's video is very kindly sponsored by Complement. So guys, if you haven't heard of Complement, they are a fully plant-based company that make awesome health products such as Complement Essential, which is right here. So Complement Essential is the multivitamin made for plant-based eaters, whether you are fully plant-based, mostly plant-based, somewhat plant-based. Complement Essential might be perfect for you. So this is great because it is designed by plant-based eaters themselves for plant-based eaters, like I said, but not just for fully plant-based, if that makes sense. It kind of covers the basics of some of the vitamins that you may be lacking just from diet alone. It kind of covers just what you might need and nothing extra so that you don't end up just consuming extra and just peeing it out as excess. I love this because it's just so simple and easy. I don't have to think about it. I know it's made for me because it's made for plant-based eaters. So I just take it and that's it. I don't have to worry about having multiple jars of vitamins, and I always like simplicity because that's the only way I'm gonna keep a habit. Yes. So Complement Essential is definitely awesome if you are looking for a supplement to supplement your diet, whether it's fully plant-based or mostly plant-based. So definitely check them out, you guys. They also make other awesome products as well, like protein powders, for example, which I will be using in this video. They also have greens powder, gut nurture, which is great for your gut, and they're just an awesome company. So definitely check them out. The link is below, and of course, I gotta hook you up with the discount. You get 15% off your order using my code CheapLazyVegan at checkout. And again, use that link below. I'll have a few links of their different products down below. But yeah, definitely check out, especially their Complement Essential, in order to make sure you have a healthy plant-based diet. All right, you guys, so the very first recipe we're gonna make is going to be a tofu Buddha bowl. I love Buddha bowls, okay? Because they just have everything I need. We got grains, we got proteins, we got healthy, delicious vegetables, a delicious sauce. It's so good and it's great for meal prep. So let's get started. So the first thing I like to do always when I meal prep is put whatever into some kind of pot, some kind of a cooker, and let it do the thing while you do other things. Okay, so whatever's gonna take the longest to cook in some sort of a pot situation, some sort of a, you know, rice cooker situation. Put that in here, let it do its thing, and then you can move on to other things while this does the job. So I have my brown rice here in a Costco mixed nuts container. We're just gonna cook some brown rice. I always like to make a bit extra because you can always freeze rice and just reheat it like once it's cooked. I just got a tiny bit left. I'm just gonna use it all. What was that, 3 cups? I think so. So we're just gonna give this a rinse, pop it into the rice cooker, and then we can move on to the next step. Yay! All right, friends, so now I'm gonna make the protein, which is gonna be my favorite, which, if you don't know yet, it is tofu. Tofu is my absolute favorite protein source. It is so good, it's so versatile, and it is so misunderstood. Okay, so I have here a block of extra firm tofu that I cut up already, okay, because I am prepared. I'm gonna add the tofu into a large mixing bowl of some kind, and then we're just gonna very lightly and easily marinate it. I'm just going to add some soy sauce and some rice vinegar, and I'm just gonna mix this well. Now I'm just gonna let this marinate for like, I don't know why I did this, because I am actually letting it marinate. I'm gonna let this sit and marinate while we prepare other things. So now I'm actually gonna turn on the oven, because I'm gonna just like make everything in the oven basically, make our lives easier. So we got rice vinegar and soy sauce concoction. Let this marinate, let this sit, let the flavors make love. Let's move on. Now at this point you wanna turn on your oven. My oven takes so long to turn on, so we're gonna do this now. So we're gonna preheat our oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and then while it's preheating, you can chop up your veggies. I'm using broccoli, one of my favorite vegetables, a lot of broccoli, because we're making like 4 servings. I'm also gonna use some cauliflower and some carrots, okay? So I've already chopped these up, but at this point you can chop these up, get it all ready, and then we can put it together. All right, you guys, so oven is preheating. We're gonna mix together the vegetables, okay? I have a lot of broccoli here, a lot of broccoli. I'm just gonna stick the broccoli into a bigger bowl. And yes, I am eating the stems, okay? In this economy, you gotta eat the entire broccoli, okay? We also have cauliflower, just to make things interesting, and carrots. Again, all of these are already chopped, nice and ready to go. Here they are. Now I'm gonna add a few other things into this thing. All right, so now our veggies are almost ready to go. First, we're gonna add some oil. We need something for it to stick to, so we're gonna need to just coat it in a good amount of oil. Well, it's not a good amount, it's just a small amount. Okay, we're trying to be healthy, okay? Not too much oil, but just enough to let it glide. I don't know what I'm saying, okay? It's kind of late and my brain, I feel like, is literally just not functioning. So you're gonna have to just bear with me. We got that, and I'm just gonna wing it. I have garlic plus seasoning. This has a little bit of like salt in there. I'm also gonna add some smoked paprika. I'm just gonna like eyeball it, okay? Add as much or as little as you want. You can of course add other seasonings as well. I'm gonna make a sauce with this. I feel like I don't need to add anything too crazy. You can hear the rice cooker now. It's doing its job. She's steaming, okay? She's about to release the steam. Anyway, we've got the veggies going. And then at this stage, add some salt and pepper, just a little bit, okay? You can also add more later. I don't like things too salty, but some of you are addicted to salt, so add as much as you want, okay? All right, friends. So now that our veggies are ready, I'm just gonna throw it onto a large baking sheet. We're just gonna roast it all together, okay? So I just have it all nice and ready for the oven. All right, guys, so the tofu has been marinating for some time. Now onto the tofu. I'm gonna add just a little bit of oil. Again, we just want something for the tofu to stick to, okay? We just want it to stick. And then on top of that, we're gonna make our tofu nice and crispy by adding in some cornstarch. And now we're gonna add just a tiny bit of oil onto a baking sheet. Can you hear me? That rice cooker is going crazy. And then I'm just going to pour this tofu onto baking sheet lightly. And basically I just want to make sure it's all kind of nice and separated. You don't want the tofu to be touching each other, okay? They need to have their own space, okay? Just give them the space that they need. So now that we have these lovely baking sheets ready to go, this is kind of like a sheet pan recipe, I think. I'm so not trendy. Anyways, we're gonna stick these in the oven. It is preheated now at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. The tofu will probably take longer. I'm gonna guess about 25 to 30 minutes. Probably going to flip them halfway. And then the veggies, I'm gonna guess around 20 minutes. And again, halfway, I'm probably just gonna do a little stirring action. All right, into the oven they go. And our rice is done. So while everything is in the oven, we can make the sauce. So I'm gonna make one of my recent recipes, which is PB2 peanut sauce. So basically it's like a peanut butter dressing slash sauce, but it's using PB2, which is powdered peanut butter. I recently made this in one of my meal prep videos, which I'll link down below. And basically, nothing against actual peanut butter. Okay, we love actual peanut butter, but powdered peanut butter is lower in fat and higher in protein. So when I'm trying to do something like higher protein and I'm just making like a sauce to drizzle on top, I often will use PB2. So this is powdered peanut butter slash PB2, high in protein, lower in calories, lower in fat. Again, I wouldn't say it always replaces peanut butter, but for something like this, is good. So into the PB2, we're gonna add some rice vinegar or apple cider vinegar, and we're also going to add some garlic powder and ginger powder. There you go. That was not enough vinegar. I realized that was like very little vinegar. I think I was not thinking when I measured. That was most definitely not enough vinegar. Okay, well I took out wine vinegar. I think that should be fine. This is just white wine vinegar. So any sort of vinegar, okay, should do. Apple cider, rice, white wine, maybe not white vinegar. I feel like that might be a little harsh. I mean, it probably still would do the job. Soy sauce and some sort of sweetener. I'm using maple syrup. No, this is agave nectar, but you can use maple syrup. Beautiful. Don't waste it. And now we mix it. I knew that didn't look right. I was like, why is that such little vinegar? Anyway, we're just gonna mix this well. And now if you wanna thin this out more, you can add a little bit of, you know, either more vinegar or you can add some more water, which is probably what I'm gonna do. Yeah, she's looking a little thick. And I want her to be a little bit less thick. She tastes great though. So I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of water, just to thin it out. And the recipe for everything will be linked below as always. Beautiful, yummy. So as you can see, it's nice and saucy. So the sauce is ready. I think I'm just gonna pour it into like a little, you know, jar. Okay, but this jar is like big. Give me a minute. All right, I think I found the perfect size jar for the sauce, okay? It's very tiny and cute. Now I'm just going to pour it. This sauce tastes really good with noodles, with salad, with so many things. And I think it would be amazing with the Buddha bowl. There you go. So there's our sauce. All right, I think the stuff in the oven is ready for a little flip. Look at the tofu. It's already looking so good. I apologize, guys, for my accents. I think I'm just gonna do a little flippage. I'm feeling a bit lazy, you know, what else is new? I would probably have just flipped it like normal, like with chopsticks, but feeling a bit lazy. So we're just gonna do a little, somewhat of a flip. And I think I'm gonna do another maybe 15 minutes on these bad boys. I mean, I don't mind a little less cooked tofu. I think it's delicious. Make sure they're kind of all separated somewhat. They don't have to be perfectly separated, okay? They can be next to each other, you know? But respecting each other's boundaries, physical boundaries. All right, let's just stick these in the oven. Back in the oven they go. And the veggies are looking fabulous as well. Again, I'm just gonna give them a little toss, just so they cook a little bit evenly. Oh, and just spill a few while we're at it. Yeah, I think these just need another 5 to 10 minutes. All right, back in the oven they go. All right, guys, so now let's put together the Buddha bowls, the tofu Buddha bowls. And once again, I am meal prepping this, so we are going to put it all together. So first I have the cooked rice, okay? Then we're also gonna do some lentils, okay? So we're gonna do, I just have these canned lentils here that I drained and rinsed. This is gonna just add another bump of protein. I just figured sometimes what I like to do is, I like to do a little less rice and then add in some sort of like a legume, just to really bump up that protein a little bit more, but not really like lower the volume of my food, if that makes sense. So I always think, like when I'm trying to, you know, watch what I'm eating, whether I'm trying to lose weight or just eat healthy, I always think about what I can add to the meals, okay, rather than like taking it away, right? Rather than being like, I'm just gonna eat less rice. I think, okay, I could eat a little less rice, but then what do I add in replacement of that? What do I add to that so that it's still a good, delicious, comforting, satisfying meal? So lentils it is. So I'm adding some lentils. That's gonna bump up the protein some more, and there you go. And now here are the finished veggies, as you can see. So I'm just gonna evenly distribute the veggies into each one. And here is the finished tofu. It is nice and crispy, looking absolutely delicious. I've let this cool down and it should not be too sticky on the pan, but if it is, it's fine. It's not a big deal. I am obsessed with bootables. Guys, feel free to switch up the vegetables and even the dressing according to your preference. I also love this with my sweet tahini dressing, which I'll link the recipe below as well. And this tofu bootable comes to about 621 calories, including that PB2 dressing, and 35 grams of protein. It's so good, you guys. Definitely try this out. So while everything is in the oven, we can make our breakfast. So the breakfast, I wanted to keep it really simple and easy because I do not want to mess around in the kitchen for that long, okay? We're gonna make a very simple protein overnight oat. We're gonna use the lovely chocolate organic protein by Complement. Yes, the sponsor of today's video, like I told you, they also sell protein powders, and I really like this chocolate one. So we're gonna use this chocolate protein powder to really bump up that protein in this overnight oat situation. It's gonna be a very quick and easy breakfast. It's also very quick to make. It's so easy. So what you wanna do is, first, I have 4 jars here. I'm gonna make 4 servings. I think the recipe in my blog is 2 servings, so just double it. Hopefully you knew how to do that sort of math. So into each jar, I'm gonna distribute the goods. So I'm gonna make it quite filling, okay, my friends, because I need a filling breakfast, okay? I'm not one of those people that doesn't eat breakfast. I need a full-on breakfast. I need to be full and satisfied almost immediately after I wake up. Sometimes, if I wake up really early, I can get away with coffee for a few hours, but definitely need breakfast. I don't understand how people can like function, you know? Anyway, and they say that when you eat breakfast, I mean, there's a lot of benefits to eating breakfast. Okay, eat your breakfast. So, super simple. This is so easy. So I have some rolled oats in each jar here. Next, we're gonna add chia seeds. Guys, you know the benefits of chia seeds? Super healthy for you, full of healthy fats, just fiber, great things all around. It helps you poop. Not that we need help in that department. If you are a vegan or plant-based eater, you know you don't need help in that department. You're doing good, okay? So we're gonna add some chia seeds though. It's still good. It's good for the healthy fats. Get those omega-3s. Look at me pretending to know what I'm talking about. Next, this part is optional, but I'm gonna add a little bit of cinnamon. That might be quite interesting. A little bit of cinnamon, not too much. I think I'm gonna add a little less than my blog. My blog, I'm adding like 1 teaspoon per serving. I'm just gonna do half a teaspoon, okay? There's also benefits to cinnamon. I don't eat enough cinnamon, I feel like. I just don't. Next, we're gonna have some sugar. We gotta make it tasty, you know? I think I'm gonna add, again, a little less than I normally would because I can always add sugar tomorrow. You know, I can always add a little maple syrup, a little agave, and I don't know how sweet this is gonna be. So we're gonna keep the sugar light on this one. I added about half the sugar that I would add according to the blog. Now what you wanna do is maybe just give the dry ingredients just a little quick mix here. And now let's make the protein part. So I'm gonna add some non-dairy milk into a protein, what do you call it? A shaker cup. Yeah, we're gonna add that in there. And we're basically making a protein shake. Now, you don't have to do it this way. I just find it easy to do it this way because, I don't know, I've tried to like mix the protein powder in the jar itself and I feel like it's just extra work. Anyway, I'm using the chocolate protein from Complement. Obviously, it's a vegan protein powder, and I'm gonna do 1 scoop per serving. So, yeah, it's gonna be oof, oof. Oh, she's full. And then we're gonna try to shake this up without making a mess. We probably will make a mess. We're gonna have to shake her really hard because, ugh. Oh. Oh. This itself is a workout. I feel like a bartender. Now we can just evenly distribute it. I'm doing 2 at a time. There you go. Now let's give this a final mix with everything combined. Make sure you get all the bottoms and stuff as well. Now this part is optional, but I want to add a little bit of vegan Greek yogurt, okay? I'm kind of obsessed with this stuff lately. It's a bit higher in protein than other vegan yogurts. It's just delicious, okay? And I really like it in overnight oats. I'm just gonna add a little bit on top of each one. This adds another like good amount of protein and it adds like a nice creaminess to it as well when you mix it together. Oh, it's really good. Of course, you can skip this part or you can add regular vegan yogurt. So nice and thick, so tart. Well, there you have it. There's the overnight oats. I know it doesn't look super pretty, but This works really well. You guys, I found some frozen strawberries. So I'm gonna add some of that. That'll be fun. Strawberries and chocolate, yum. I'm just gonna add a few little pieces in there. There you go. Look at me eating some fruit. Okay, I don't have much, so I'm just gonna use it all up, actually. Beautiful. There you go. So just top it with some berries and it's good to go. And you can just grab it, grab a spoon and enjoy it every morning. It's awesome. So yeah, very convenient, high protein overnight oats.
This protein overnight oat recipe works out to be around 469 calories, which seems like a lot, but remember that this is a full meal, you guys. And it works out to be a whopping 33 grams of protein. And sometimes I just eat half as a high protein snack if I don't feel like eating the whole thing. And you can also maybe half the protein powder that you add into it. It's up to you. I love this recipe. It's so yummy and it feels like I'm eating dessert for breakfast.
Last but definitely not least, we're gonna be making an absolutely delicious vegan tuna pasta salad. Guys, doesn't that sound so good? I am obsessed with pasta salads and I'm obsessed with vegan tuna made of chickpeas. So I know this is gonna be amazing and delicious and filling and healthy and satisfying. So to get started, I'm first going to prepare the pasta. Now, this is my little hack if you want to increase the protein in your diet. When you eat pasta, because you gotta eat pasta. Who doesn't eat pasta? Use a high protein pasta if you can, okay? So I like to use this chickpea pasta that's really high in protein compared to other regular pasta. This is optional. This dish is still gonna be high in protein even without using protein pasta, but if you really wanna have that extra boost in protein, highly recommend using the chickpea pasta. So I have it all ready. I'm using the shells here, and I'm just boiling the water as we speak. Now that the pasta is boiling, it's cooking, it's doing its thing, we can make our chickpea tuna. Now, you guys know I am obsessed with chickpea tuna. I have the recipe for the chickpea tuna specifically on my blog, and I've been making chickpea tuna since the beginning of time. So I just have a can of chickpeas here that I've drained and rinsed. I'm gonna add it into a food processor, and I'm just gonna actually do this first. I'm gonna mash the chickpeas first. Now, I do this differently every time, but you're gonna have to deal with me. You can mash this by fork or with like a masher, but when I'm making like a big serving, I like to just use a food processor. So let's do it. And that's all you need. This is why I like to use the food processor. Okay, it is a little annoying to have to clean up the food processor, but I'm gonna use it for a few more things. So I love doing this because it's just easy. Oh, look at this, look at this, beauty. So we're gonna add the mashed chickpeas into a large mixing bowl. Now we don't need to wash this up. We're just gonna work straight in it. Now we're gonna add some celery and red onion that I have already kind of chopped into chunks, and I'm gonna just add that into the food processor as well. Yeah, at first I was gonna make the chickpea tuna separately and then just mix everything, but I'm like, what's the point of that? It's all gonna mix together anyway, right? And then I'm also gonna add in a nori sheet, which I've ripped up. So I'm gonna add this in here, and that is gonna create an extra fishy flavor. This part is optional. You don't have to do this part. I'm just gonna shove it in there. Do another pulsation. I think that's good. See how easy it is? Sometimes if I'm lazy to chop veggies, I just use this. Now let's add that into our bowl. Now if you have a big enough food processor, you could have just done all of that all together. It's just my food processor is a little bit too small, so I can't really like process all of that together, but yeah, if you have a big one, why not? There we go. Now I'm also gonna add in some diced bell pepper into this mixture, and I also shredded up some red cabbage, and I did use the food processor for this as well. So again, you can use the food processor to shred lots of different veggies. I also use it a lot for like carrot. There you go. It's not perfect, but hey, it does the trick. Now to bump up the protein even more, I'm also gonna add in some edamame beans, which are like my favorite. You don't have to add this is optional, but I love it. I'm also gonna add in some green peas. Let's just give this a good mix. So this is, I mean, it is gigantic. As you can see, lots of things going on here. Lots of veggies, lots of colors. And now let's mix together the sauce. Now for the sauce, we're gonna use that vegan Greek yogurt. Again, this is plain, unsweetened, vegan Greek yogurt. Again, this is high in protein, and it makes a great kind of substitute for vegan mayo, or if you wanna use less vegan mayo and more of the yogurt, it's obviously healthier. But I'm also gonna add in some vegan mayo because it's good, okay? Add in some of that vegan mayo, but just less, obviously. I would be adding a lot more vegan mayo if it wasn't for the yogurt, right? Next is nutritional yeast. Give it that delicious flavor. We also have Dijon mustard. When in doubt, add some Dijon. We also have some white wine vinegar, or you can use rice vinegar, red wine vinegar, you get the drill. Even apple cider vinegar. Next, we need a sweetener. I'm using agave nectar. You can also use maple syrup. Next, some garlic powder. Next is some lemon juice and some dried dill. You can also use fresh dill, but I only have dry, so that'll have to do. I'm adding lots of dill. And last but not least, salt and pepper. Give this a good mix. Bit of a hefty dressing, but I feel like it's gonna be so good. Oh, that dill is getting everywhere. It smells so good. Okay, I'm gonna have to try this. Oh my God. It's so good. It's like slightly yogurty. That dill flavor is coming through. Oh my, it's so good. So I've already drained and rinsed the cooked pasta, and once again, I'm using that high protein pasta. So we're just gonna add that straight into this bowl, and then let's just dump in this sauce. The sauce is a bit thick, but she is delicious. I feel like it's kind of good if it's thick, especially if you're meal prepping. All right, let's give her a mix. I feel like this is gonna be a workout. All right, you guys, that was definitely a workout and a half. It's looking like, you know, pile of mush. But we're gonna give it a try. That's so good. It is nice and crunchy. So many different flavors. Getting a slight hint of that tuna. I can feel that nori. I can taste that fishy flavor. Oh my God. It's so good. At this point, if you want to add salt and pepper, you can do that. But I don't think I need it. Yeah, it's not. This is supposed to be meal prep, not my dinner. It's so good. All right, now we can plate our lovely vegan tuna pasta salad. Again, I'm just gonna distribute this into 4 containers.
I am obsessed with this vegan tuna pasta salad. It is so yummy, satisfying, and tastes fresh yet comforting at the same time. This is approximately 556 calories per serving and 31 grams of protein. Now that's when we use that high protein pasta. It would still be high protein using a regular pasta, so don't feel like you have to use the high protein stuff, but oh my gosh guys, you have to try this. We're almost done the meal prep, but I'm also gonna add in a little snack, which is gonna be very simple. It's gonna be edamame beans. Edamame beans, again, high in protein. I love it as a snack. I think it's so good. It's like literally addictive and delicious. And so I'm just gonna make it as an easy high protein snack. So easy, so simple. Oh, and I'm just gonna season it with like salt and pepper or whatever. And there you go. Let's see how glorious this all looks. I'm just gonna put it all over here and then we can take a look. So in total, this whole day of eating would come to around 1,750 calories and around 108 grams of protein. And this isn't including any other snacks, which I'll eventually end up eating. So yeah, I would say that this is a very decent meal prep, lots of protein. All right, you guys, so that is it for my 100 grams of protein a day meal prep for 4 days. I am covered for 4 days, my friends. I'm super excited. It took all the willpower in me to not eat one of these right now, okay, because I've already had dinner. Anyway, it's gonna be great, okay? I'm excited for tomorrow. So, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you check out my meal prep videos playlist, okay, because I have a giant playlist of all of my previous meal prep videos. I've done quite a few at this point, so make sure you check those out. I've been doing quite a few recently. I've been really loving doing the meal preps because it's just so easy later on in the week. You're saving yourself time, money, energy, you're sticking to your goals. It is awesome. Again, the meal prep playlist will be down below. And of course, make sure you check out Complement Essential or any of their
other products. Complement Essential is that multivitamin made for plant-based eaters or almost plant-based eaters, mostly plant-based eaters, fully plant-based eaters, whatever you may be. Complement Essential has you covered. And again, you can get 15% off using my code CheapLazyVegan, and the link is down below. And of course, you can also check out their protein powders, which I used in this video as well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!